Thank you for inviting me to come and read today. I'm delighted to be in King's Lynn. I'm reading from my latest collection, The Wound Register, and it is indeed very much ghosted by the First World War. I'll begin with the first poem in the book, which was written on the occasion of the centenary of the start of the war. It's called Outbreak. 100 years to the day since it started, and I'm sat in the heavy air of the garden as the monitor flares green with your laboured breathing, wondering where it's all going to end. My grandmother's grief for her lost father, she carried all her life like a fever in her blood, which shook her as the cities are shaken on the news each evening. 13 years since pneumonia hushed her to sleep. Only 3 since they put your seconds-old mouth to my breast and turned me into a mother, hoping against hope that love would grant you immunity. I can still feel the weight of your whole body as I watch the lights going out, house by house, marking something none of us can remember, but which, like the darkness, is being passed on. The next poem is addressed to my daughter, so it's from the first section of the book, so the you is my daughter, and I think is thinking about the way that history that my grandmother shared with me, and the stories of her childhood, and what I can transmit of that to my own daughter, but how remote that past is now becoming. I mean, I grew up at a time when there were still veterans alive of the First World War, and now the children of those veterans are very few and far between, so it is at that point where it is fading from living memory. So I guess this poem is partly about that process. It's called Weave. My family are from Kidderminster in Worcestershire, which is a carpet town. So my grandmother worked in the carpet factories. Weave. You won't believe in the past. The rarity of something as simple as an egg. The Christmas stocking that sounds like a spell, an orange, a penny, a lump of coal. No cars, no touch screens, no Hello Kitty. Only the outlandish dark you know from fairy tale. The pretty hated sister gorging herself sick on the toy butcher's shop. The never forgiven baby brother. The wicked mother rattling her spite like a button tin. The good father vanished in a puff of gunfire and smoke, and hunger whipped like a spinning top through every story. By the time it comes down to you, it will seem like the life of a minor saint. The girl martyring herself in the backyard dust, turning pebbles and stones into bread. At school they'll teach you history, that great red carpet of royalty and wars, unrolling itself from the looms which she left school at 13 to work. But the past is different, is what the heart weaves on its own in the night. A machinery you'd do well to be wary of, with your slight hands, your summer-long hair. I think the book is as much about the process of not exactly forgetting, but the way that sort of living past turns into something else, almost bordering on folklore now, I think. And the middle section of the book deals with some of that, and it's written to my great-grandfather. His name's Frederick George Cooper. I know very little about him, but the date of his death, 19th of July 1916. And the first poem in that section. It is called Field. A last dog's whistled home from ground that once was called after someone. The common prayer of the wheat, the hair crouched in her form among the furrows, sockets of flint. The rush hour as far away as the river where that young girl went missing, her night things tumbled over and over. An acre of average loss, boundaries of parish and family dissolving in the hiss of this rain. Lady smock, meadow sweet, wild angelica, the old lace of their names edging the dark.